Hey, good morning to everybody. Welcome to our 15th LinkedIn Live, where we're exploring the innovation truths, 34 innovation truths that are going to guide us as we look to ensure sustainability, relevance, profitability in our businesses in this age of acceleration, as we're working to ensure that the channel of distribution thrives, all 415,000 locations thrives, and all 6 million professionals thrive throughout distribution. I really absolutely love you coming back day after day. Today, we've got a good one for us. And the fifth rule, the fifth innovation truth we're going to talk about is relevance is the new mandate. So, welcome. Come on in. Let me know that you're here. Say hello in the comment box. And then we're going to get started in 2 minutes. Okay, everybody? Thanks for being here. Here we go. Hey, good morning again, everybody. Thank you for being back here. As that intro is playing, I got to tell you, I'm thinking to myself, I'm a little tired, honestly. I'm a little bit, I'm a little more tired than I typically am. I was in here till about 11 o'clock last night, finishing a project for a client that I'm just absolutely doing. But yeah, so it was a little bit harder for me to get in this morning. But anyway, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it, and I'm real excited for today's topic. And thanks so much for coming in, you guys. Thomas, great to see you again, my friend. Thank you for being here. Yeah. TGIF. Brian, how are you, my friend? How are you? Great to see you. And yes, it is a very fine Friday. So, as you all know, we are looking at the innovation truths that are going to guide us for sustainability, relevance, profitability going forward, that are going to guide us to ensure that the channel of distribution thrives, so to ensure that the 415,000 different locations thrive, and probably most importantly, to ensure that the 6 million professionals, you and I, in distribution thrive as well. Today is going to be the fifth innovation truth that we're going to discuss and explore. And we're going to, since you are here and I am here and we are ready, we're going to get started with that fifth truth right now. Hey, Ted, thanks for jumping in, man. Great to see you as well. All right, here we go, you guys. All right. The fifth innovation truth is that relevance is the new mandate. You know, everything we do today, in today's world, I think we can agree that it is a busy, crowded world. It is a world of choice. Our customers, our employees have more choices than they ever have before. How do we break through? How do we break through the noise? How do we break through the unlimited choices that our customers, that our employees have to be the one that is most relevant in their mind? Because relevance truly is the new mandate today. So that brings me to the question, who does define relevance? Is it our sales team that defines relevance? Is it our marketing team that defines relevance? Is it the CEO that defines relevance? Is it the suppliers that define our relevance? Who is it that defines our relevance? Well, I believe that there are four things that we cannot rely on defining our relevance. You see, I believe that down to my core, that if we're truly honest with each other, the average distributor is stuck in a world of sameness. Yeah, in this world of choice, we're stuck in a world of sameness. That if we truly ask our customers, right, what defines our relevance? What defines the value that we create over and above the other choices they have? In most cases, our customers would not be able to give us an answer. Maybe even more frightening is if we ask our employees what defines our relevance. Why should the customers buy from us versus the other choices? We're not going to get very deep answers. So who defines our relevance? Well, I think there's four areas of focus that definitely cannot define our relevance in today's world. The first area of focus that cannot define our relevance is product. If we are hoping that the products on our shelves is going to be enough to break through the noise, to break through that sameness trap, I believe that we are going to be in basic fundamental trouble. Why? Because in this world of choice, if somebody wants a widget that does X, they can go to 8, 9, 10 different individuals. And by the way, they can go and find somebody from around the globe who's willing to what? Ship that same product in. The product in and of itself is not going to define relevance. So if we find our organization focusing on hoping that it's the product on the shelves that's going to define that relevance, I think in this age of acceleration, we're going to be in fundamental trouble. The second is price, right? If we're hoping that it's the price of the product that's going to drive the relevance and allow us to break through that trap of sameness, again, we're going to be in trouble. Why? You tie number one and number two together, and there's this fundamental rule of business that says we will never again long-term have a competitive advantage in product or price. Think about it. Again, as I alluded to, they can get the exact same product that we have on our shelf somewhere else, what? Cheaper. So if we focus too heavily on the product, we won't find that relevance. If we focus too heavily on the price, we won't find that relevance. Third, if we focus on our competitors, we will not be able to break through and find that relevance. Why? Because if we focus too much on our competitors, what that's going to do is it's going to put us in a mode of simply repeating, doing what it is they do. Hey, our competitors are offering kitting. We better get moving, and we better offer what? Kitting. Where's the relevance? No, we haven't been able to break through. So if we focus too heavily on look, we got to be aware. But if that's the linchpin that we're hoping is going to drive the relevance of the marketplace, we're in trouble. And then the fourth thing that I believe will not allow us to find that significant relevance in the marketplace is legacy thinking. The thinking that just because this is what created value in the past is going to create value tomorrow is going to guide us to be passed by those other innovators in the marketplace, right? So we can't rely on the past. Relevance is going to be defined going forward. So if it can't be product, if it can't be price, if it can't be the competitor, if it can't be legacy thinking, what got us to where we are, who is going to define relevance? Well, I think it's going to be the customer. I think it's the customer who has the majority vote in defining if we are relevant in the eyes of the marketplace. So just think about that in this way. Years ago, you'll probably recall that Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, right, bought the Washington Post. And he bought the Washington Post from the Graham family for about $250 million. Now, a little known story is this. The Graham family owned the Washington Post since about the 1938. And they did a phenomenal job. We're part of this democracy, bringing journalism and investigative reporting, brought down Nixon, if you will, and, really contributed to our society, to our country and democracy. And it was profitable until the digital age. And then the Graham family realized, they woke up and said, you know what, in this digital age, we don't know how to run a newspaper profitably in the digital age. But they didn't want the Washington Post to fold. So what do? They picked up the phone, they called their friend Jeff Bezos, and they said, Jeff, you're the only one who could save newspapers. Do you want to buy it? And he said, sure. And he wrote out a check, personal check, for $250 million. And here's the story. He was friends with the Grahams, trusted them, and sent no accountants, no due diligence was done, no lawyers, no financial people, no CPAs. And he just bought it on the word of the valuation of his friends for $250 million. Now, that's interesting, but that's not the point I want to make. The point I want to make is this. When he bought the Washington Post, and when the sale closed, he couldn't be in Washington, D.C. with his new employees. He was stuck in Seattle with the Amazon team, all right? But he had to communicate. As of today, he is absolutely the owner of the property. So he needs to communicate to his new employees. So what did he do? What he did was he wrote a letter to his new employees at the Washington Post and communicated what was going to need to happen. Now, we won't look at that entire memo, but let me just share with you one paragraph, all right? Here's what he wrote. What he wrote was, to his employees, he said, there will, of course, be change. We will need to invent, which means we need to experiment. He says, our touchstone will be our readers. Now, hold on. He uses the word readers. You and I, rather than readers, could use the word what? Yeah, can use the word customers. He says our touchstone will be our customers, understanding what they care about and working backwards from there. Wow. Can you and I agree that Jeff Bezos is probably one of the greatest innovators of our time? Yeah. Can you and I agree that he's probably one of the greatest leaders of our time? Business leaders? Yeah. Can you agree that he's built one hell of a business? Yeah. And you know what's phenomenal to me? What he says in that one paragraph is that the secret to our success in the digital age, in the age of acceleration, if we're going to be relevant, we have to get closer to our customers. That's it. If there's ever a magic wand, right? And there is none. But if there's ever a magic wand, if I'm understanding Jeff Bezos right, what he's saying is we must get closer to our customers. A little bit ago, Scott Costa, the amazing publisher of TED Magazine, sat me down and asked me some questions, and we're talking about relevance from a different perspective. And at that time, another Jeff Bezos shareholder letter came out. Well, by the way, one just came out yesterday. Did you read it? I read it last night before I went home here. And man, the end of it is, we'll talk about it another day, but it's something that we all need to read. But in this shareholder letter, a couple of years ago, he talked about this obsession on the customer. And I think it ties into exactly what we're talking about here relative to driving relevance. And Thomas, I love what you say here. Separation creates relevance, right? The sameness trap ain't going to do it, Thomas. It's our job to create that separation and drive that relevance. And I think this minute clip, when I share a story about this newsletter or the note from Jeff Bezos, I think it helps drives that as well. So let's take a look. What are people looking for in terms of innovation? I think we could answer that from what our employees asking for, what are our suppliers asking for, and what are our customers looking for? And what I think they're all looking for is something better. They're all looking for what is going to improve their lives, what's going to improve their business. I love what Jeff Bezos said in his latest shareholder letter, that all of our customers, they might not know it or not, they might not be able to articulate it, but all of our customers are wonderfully, beautifully dissatisfied. And if that doesn't get you out of bed in the morning to talk about change, talk about how we're going to innovate for the future, in this case for our customers, because if we know every day we're going into work, into our business, that our customers, those that we're being asked to serve, are wonderfully, beautifully dissatisfied, then nothing will get us out of bed. What they're saying is, help me become better. Help me improve my business. Help me improve my profitability. Help me get done. Help me improve the outcomes that we need. You do that, my God, your future is set. Right? You do that, and you found relevance in the marketplace, right? Our customers are wonderfully, beautifully dissatisfied. Are we close enough to understand where that dissatisfaction is? That's both the challenge and that's the opportunity. And as we're coming out of this pandemic, I think it's absolutely even more true than ever before, because relevance is being redefined right now at an accelerated pace. And my God, what an opportunity that provides for you and me. New rules are being written. Our customers, from the CEO level to the maintenance individual out on the plant floor, to the contractors out on the job sites, everybody, there are new behaviors in how work is getting done. There are new expectations out there in terms of how we're going to live, work, and play. And relevance is absolutely being redefined right now. And that wonderfully beautiful dissatisfaction should guide every single one of us to ensure that we're getting closer to that customer, to understand the new rules, the new behaviors, and the new expectations, so that we can be the ones to find that separation that you talked about, Thomas, and find that new level of relevance out there in the marketplace. Let me just give you one simple way to do that. I was reminded of it yesterday. I did a virtual keynote yesterday, and then afterwards, I got to interview Mike Burns, who's the CIO for Benco Dental. And years ago, I had Chuck Cohen, the general manager of Benco Dental, an amazing independent distributor that does a lot of great things. I've learned so much from Benco. And in my conversation yesterday on a panel discussion with Mike Burns, the CIO of Benco, he reminded me of something that I forgot about. Oh, why did I forget it? And here's what they've built into Benco Dental to ensure their relevance. Every executive on the Benco Dental executive team, from the CIO to the managing director to the CFO to all the VPs throughout that organization, every executive has in their job description that they spend at least 10 days a year out in the field visiting their customers. 10 days a year visiting their customers. Now, hold on. They're going out in the field not to sell. These aren't major accounts that they're responsible for. And they're not going out, number two, to solve a particular problem. It's not a reactive, oh my God, there's a problem, we got to save the account. No. It's written in their job description that they are going to go spend, every executive, spend at least 10 days a year sitting down with their customers, listening to the customers, understanding where they are wonderfully, beautifully dissatisfied, understanding what's going on in dental practices, their customers, understanding the needs, wants, challenges that their customers are seeing. Every executive, 10 days a year. And what does that do? When they come in for their strategy sessions, those individuals who have control of the pocketbook, those individuals who have control of resources, those individuals who are responsible for the strategic direction of the company, those individuals who are responsible for making the bets, big and small, going forward, those individuals who are responsible for developing the services and the capabilities that ensure their relevance in the eyes of the customers, those individuals have thousands of firsthand data points that they can go and make those decisions and place those bets based on those first-hand conversations. We want to create relevance. I think it's the customer who defines relevance. And what Jeff Bezos has taught us and what Benko has taught us in terms of how we can get out there and understand it is absolutely gold. So guys, I hope this helps. I really hope it helps. Reed, great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Thomas, I'm pleased that it's resonated, man. I love you coming back day after day. Guys, thanks so much for this. This has been a great week. I owe you one on the Get Better Faster. I missed that day, but we're going to come back on Monday through Friday next week. We're going to continue on with the 34 innovation truths. And yeah, we're going to continue to have this conversation. So I really appreciate you being here. I love the conversations we're having here live and also in the comments. So keep those things coming. If you're watching this on a replay, please share this with your friends and your network on LinkedIn and elsewhere. I'd appreciate that. And I think maybe most importantly, man, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Hopefully you can unplug just a little bit. Let me see what Thomas says here in conclusion. He says, as I said the other day, every day is a learning experience, and leadership should lead by example and understand your customer. Hallelujah, Thomas. And I think with that, that is an absolute great thought for us to end the week on a high note. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's go out there and let's continue to thrive. And yeah, have a great day and a great weekend. Thanks, everybody, for being here.